For the beginning, I think I want to share some view with you. I was always a believer of soft power. I have defended, all my life I will continue to defend. But I have problem. Because if you do reality, go to reality, doesn't work. Soft power did not solve Georgia, did not solve Ukraine, Crimea, and did not solve the Nagorno-Karabakh. And I have been asked all the time by young generation, okay, we do support, we are believers of soft power. But if you go to real world, you will face a problem. Even during our panel, at the end, of course, we came to problem of Syria, ISIS, and the Middle East. And then I had a difficulty to tell them that, well, we have to support and work for soft power. Again, I do believe it, I am a believer, I will continue to do that. But then there is different reality around us. Every day, hundreds of people are killed. For example, in case of Syria, I'm very much worried about the children. In my country, we have 2 million refugees from Syria, and I'm worried about the future of the children. Hundreds of thousands of children, their education, their life for the future. They have no future at the moment. This is why I think it's good to talk about the soft power, about things, but then we have the real world. How we can do something more in the real world. Well, the role of Turkey, of course, first of all, we have very fascinating and very lively discussion. And personally, it was good to talk with the young and to try to know what they think about Turkey, about the region, about the future. Well, at the beginning, of course, we discussed about Turkey made a choice in 1920s to modernize the country, and to modernize the country to share the Western values. And this is the one thing that we discussed among ourselves. And of course, this was the reason that we agreed that Turkey joined all the institutions of the West, with the exception of European Union, full membership of European Union. And Turkey joined NATO in 1952. And we agree that Turkey played a very important role during the Cold War. We think that Turkey contributed indirectly the democracy in the Eastern and Central Europe. Turkey contributed the dismantling of communism of the Soviet Union. And we, of course, because of that, we had a very strong army. We have to defend the ally, the NATO in that part of the world. Largest army after the United States in NATO. And of course, with the very young generation, of course, we try to think something about European Union, Turkey, and the role of Turkey. First of all, of course, Turkey is the model of very important model. Big majority Muslim, democratic, and secular, and try to reach the Western values, which is very difficult. This is a very unique country in the world. No other country can work on this issue. And with the young generation, of course, we discussed that we are not in a position to transfer our model to other countries. No, this is not the case. But to tell them that there is a model there. Nothing wrong to be Muslim, democratic, and secular. This is, I think, this will be the main, I think, will be main objective to have democratic Arab Spring could do better with this kind of policy, to tell the young generation that nothing wrong to be Muslim, democratic, and secular, and to share the Western values, which is very important. And of course, we discuss that, well, of course, the bilateral relation between Romania and Turkey always been very good and excellent, even during the communist time. And we fully supported in NATO and other arena the membership of Romania and other East European countries. And even one very unique example, for example, I was Speaker of the Parliament. We had to ratify the membership of Poland, Hungary, and Czech Republic at the beginning. But our parliament was asking to me, what about Romania and Bulgaria? And then, well, I said, this is not, maybe next time, but this is not the time to talk about it. But the decision of well, I convinced the parliament to ratify the membership of those three. We put precondition that next expansion must include Romania and Bulgaria. And of course, that happened with other countries in 2004. And economically, politically, we always have excellent relations, and we never had any problem with Romania. And relation people to people is very excellent. But the young generation at the end asked me about Syria, about ISIS, and about the stability, peace and stability in the Middle East. It was very difficult to find the answer. Well, the only thing, of course, we try to explain to them that, well, look at Turkey and look at our neighbors and how important the geostrategic situation of Turkey. We have Iran in the east, and Georgia, and with Nakhchivan, Azerbaijan, Iran, and Iraq, Syria, and then maybe a little bit further, of course, Palestine, Israel, and so on and so forth. And of course, I was very pleased to hear the young generation saying that we, European Union, needs Turkey. And I told them that we also need European Union. We need each other. Because without Turkey, it will be very difficult to deal with this issue. We have to work together to find a peaceful solution, a peaceful settlement in the region. And of course, then of course, still are, some of them asked, what do you think personally, how to deal with ISIS, of course. And no one has real answer. I try to maybe let you know also my personal view on this issue. I told them that, well, Assad is dictator, no doubt. A very brutal man, no doubt. They've been in power last 40 years. I met his father also a couple of times. But now, first of all, so far I haven't heard from anybody the better alternative after Assad. No one has better alternative. And this is number one, my view. The secondly, of course, you cannot solve ISIS issue or any terrorist issue with air attack from the air. I served 3 years in Afghanistan as a NATO civilian representative. We have seen there that with just from the air, you cannot solve the problems. Then who is going to fight in that part of the world? US? No. Europe? No. Turkey at the moment? No. Who is going to do? Because without underground, fight underground is not possible. Of course, my personal view, maybe I want to share with you that. Who could that done? Who can do that? I think there are three elements: Iraq, Kurds, and Assad. And I think and of course with support of international community, because they can fight on the ground with ISIS. Otherwise, now ISIS occupying 20% of Iraq, and we don't know what's going to happen north of Syria. And don't forget, from all of your countries, there are radical groups fighting in Syria, from Germany, from UK, and from many other countries. Some hundreds, some thousands from Chechenistan, from Uzbekistan, because this terrorist group are looking for place to go. They started in Iraq, then they moved to Afghanistan, and now they moved to Syria. And this is why I think we have to think about this issue, because what they will do when they come back from Syria, back to Germany, back to UK, back to other countries. Well, of course, again, I would like to congratulate the President Constantinescu. I had a privilege to work with him when he was a president, and in many other places we worked together. And it was very excellent conference we had. One of the excellent conferences we had. And I want to congratulate you and your colleague, and for all the participants. It was my pleasure to be here and to work with you. Thank you very much.